Oh dear. You know, you might watch my videos because you like the inconsistency and rather quirky nature of the way I do or don't do things. And I don't go out of my way to try and look like I know what I'm talking about. But today's video is all about things that happened yesterday and a couple of things that are happening today. Yesterday I spent quite a big chunk of my day cleaning somebody else's car. So that's this bit. Something a little bit different today for me. Ignition Blue ZR. I used to have one like this. It was called Project Metallica, and I sold it to someone who ended up scrapping it. But this one is alive. But I had a lady turn up here yesterday in this car looking for something completely irrelevant to what I'm about to do. At the moment this car looks rather nice actually, but that's just because I've washed it. As soon as that dries off you'll see what the problem is. Last year somebody tipped a pot of red paint over this car, and in taking that paint off, the original paint's been rather roughed up. Looks a bit scouring paddy. So if I get this dried off you'll see what I mean. I just struggle with this a little bit today because although it's not raining, the humidity level is about 93%. It's drying out a little bit now. You can see that paint's not very nice at all. Rough bits. Quite a few tiny red specks of paint left on it, which I need to remove. You can see I'm working on that rear quarter, but now the light's improved ever so slightly. You can probably see just how rough that door is from here. Looks like someone's rattle canned it. And they haven't. No, they've just scrubbed it. They've done a right good scrub job on it. Gone over that 3 times with a buffer now. A couple of red dots are appearing, like little blobs of paint that need a little bit of extra scrubbing. And there they are. Now it looks like it's been shot or something. A couple of extra bits to concentrate on, and then I can go back to the orbital buffer. That is coming up quite nicely. Just battling with the humidity. Just keeps making it wet and I can't polish the stuff off. Looking good on that side so far. Now onto this bit. Look at that. That's lovely and rough, that. That's going to be a challenge. As is that bit. Yeah. I love the patterns made by the orbital buffer, especially on blue. Reminds me of when I was a sailor in the Pacific Ocean, which of course never happened. That's that door done, but I'm not entirely happy with it. There's plenty of slightly scuffy bits still left on there. So I'm going to do it again. This bonnet really needs doing as well, look at that. Look how rough that is there. No shine on that bit at all. While that battery's on charge, I might see if I can remove a couple of those rough bits by hand. Also around the back of here. Look at this. That looks really rather rough there. Let's see if we can do something about that. Quite unfortunate I can't do anything about that because the paint's all crazed. Unprotected paint, damaged by petrol. That's why wax is good. There, rather misty looking. That's better. Spent about 4 hours on this so far. It's looking considerably better, but still not perfect. There's some of these blemishes that are really going to be stubborn. There's a bit there. Other than that, it's quite good. Well, that's the ZR gone. Back to this. Project Hank. And today I've come down to the yard basically to chat to people, namely Craig and Peter. Peter's car, Peter's minty car, Peter's lovely minty car. minty fresh, just like my breath. Craig's car, Craig's dirty car, Craig's car that's not been washed in about 5 years because he thinks he doesn't have to do because it's silver. Super grotty. Yeah, and Carl's turned up as well. I think I prefer the gold wheels he had on this. Well, what kind of a video was that? Kind of pointless, wasn't it? Kind of useless. A bit like my beard. But my beard's fashionable. At least it would be if it was fashionable to have a beard like mine, which clearly it isn't. So that's a rather open-ended, closed bit of conversation I'm having with myself there, isn't it? Another Yaris with a rippled up back end. So, news in the yard. First of all, Project Alfie, the car that I'm driving right now, I'm keeping it for the foreseeable future. It was going to be getting sold, but now it isn't. And I won't tell you why, because you don't need to know. What's that 800 called that I've got there? The one that everybody wants me to save. The one whose name I can't remember. The blue one with all the green bits on it. What's it called? Anyway, that's irrelevant, because that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that Craig has brought the seats over for that car today and a fuel filler neck. So, yes, you can make of that what you will. But what I will say is, I still don't know exactly what its future is. But we're going to try. As for Project Kurt, deposit taken. That car is definitely going. I just need to get it MOT'd. I meant to get it MOT'd today, but I just didn't get time. Sorry, Mike. You're going to have to wait a couple of days. Sorry. Now it's time for something rather wonderful, and that is beer. And here is a beer which I've acquired from my friend Peter. He bought me quite a few today, which is very, very good of him. So I'm going to effectively review this beer, Northern Monk Twist Edition Faith in Custard, Rhubarb and Custard Pale Ale. He's actually bought me 4 of these, so let's hope they're very good. These days, all the nice beer is in cans. It used to be they were in bottles, but that's changed. Apparently, they keep better in cans than they do in bottles. So here we go, tipping it in nice and gently. It's got a grapefruit colour, got a cloudy grapefruit, which of course grapefruit actually is. So it looks just like grapefruit juice actually. Gosh, it does smell very custardy. A beer that smells of custard. Captain Custard. Gosh, that's really unusual. That's really, I've never tasted anything quite like that. Smells of custard, but tastes more like rhubarb. It's very, very bitter indeed. The thing is, I'm going to drink all of this lot, even if I don't like it. At the moment, I like it enough to drink it, even if I don't like it. And I like it a bit more than that, in fact. I like it enough to quite enjoy drinking it, although I'm a little bit curious about some of its flavour. But, you know, it's interesting enough to make me drink it, even if I don't like it. I really am going around in circles here. Just like I don't tend to read a Haynes manual to find out how to fix a car, I don't usually read the instructions on the can of beer to find out what it tastes like. But this time, I think I might actually just do that, because this is such an unusual one. That's much clearer indeed. Hazy pale ale with rhubarb and vanilla custard flavours. It's not a trifling matter. That was a joke. It's not one of my jokes. I don't think I would have said that. Tend to drink a beer quite quickly when you're forcing yourself to talk about it, which indeed I am at the moment. And so far, I'm not exactly growing to really like this one, but I'm also not growing to dislike it. There's other stuff written on the front of there, but I can't see it, and I'm not sure what I've done with my glasses now, so I'm going to have to just carry on drinking it. The can, the design of the can, although it's not relevant to the taste, reminds me of what some of the graffiti you see in the subways. Some of the colours. I mean, it's supposed to be kind of childlike, I suppose, but also rather messy. Maybe it's supposed to taste a bit like a Subway smells. That would be an interesting beer, wouldn't it? I've only been doing this for a couple of minutes and already I've tipped a whole lot into the small glass there. But I've still got another 3 in there, which will obviously make my mind up quite a bit more. I think I've figured this one out. It does taste ever so slightly like an Alka-Seltzer with the smell of rhubarb, and that's it. Honestly, you want a proper review? It isn't one I'd buy, but I'm grateful for the opportunity to drink it, that's for sure. And I'm sure I'm going to enjoy the rest of them. Maybe when I've had 2 more, I'll like them much more.